Amazing viewers and subscribers, a very lovely evening to you all. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. So it's been pretty traumatic, drama filled week for us as citizens, especially with regards to this whole JAMB brouhaha that led to the unfortunate demise of a 19-year-old girl. And a lot of reactions, have been coming from different angles ever since the JAMB registrar admitted, to the error made by JAMB. And some people, 1 million Nigerians, have been calling for the, sack of the JAMB registrar. Okay, so SAHARA reporters recently carried the news where they say that the obedience movement, is requesting for the sack of the JAMB registrar. And SAHARA Reporters is owned by SOWORE. So yes, 1 million Nigerians and the obedience decided to come for Omoyele SOWORE, asking questions as to why he had to term it as the obedient. I'm telling you, anytime soon, the obedience and the 1 million Nigerians are not ready to leave the neck of SOWORE, because he has been one person who is not acting like a true opposition, rather than attack the government of the day that has kept us in this state wherein he's busy attacking Peter Obi, who is just like him, an opposition. So I'm going to read a little of the report as carried out by SAHARA reporters and then get to show you people's reaction. First, let me show you this video where Isaac Fayose has a message for Seyi Tinubu over the DSS detention of the Nance president. Okay, so this matter is going to be a long one. Let me show you the video and then we'll be back.
About 2 weeks ago, I spoke about the Nigeria Association of National Association of Nigerian Student President Abubakar Issa, as per Seyi, blackmail and all that. Well, I still believe the guy blackmailed Seyi, but the part I don't understand is, why will DSS be holding the guy since that time, since then up to today? Is that not bad? In a democratic setting, in democracy, how holding a man, even if you find this man guilty, you are supposed to take him to court? Why holding the guy? I want to remind people in power, there was a time when Abacha was in power, and Abacha children, they were like this strong, very powerful at the time. When Obasanjo came in, when Abacha was no more, the children, they hear, where? Go and ask them now. Go and ask Muhammad. Go and ask others. Waiting their eyes see when their father was no more in power. Using power to detain people unnecessarily is not nice. That's abuse of power. I think holding the guy is abuse of power. Even though I didn't believe what is the guy's story when the story came out. And I asked, and Seyi messaged me that he didn't know anything about it. So Seyi, now, I'm now addressing you in this my video. Please call DSS to release the guy, because the guy, detaining the guy for this long is now even make you look worse than what the guy said. Abba, this is complete abuse of power. So DSS now, we now pick anybody we abuse president's son or we talk against president's son and detain them indefinitely. This can only happen in Africa. I want to remind all of you, nobody stays in power forever. Power is transient. So that means one day, you now go be like us too. So Sheyi, I advise you, call DSS now. Call them to order. Let them free the guy. It's not right.
It's unfortunate that we are in Nigeria, where there is no law at all, or the laws are not even being followed. It's unfortunate. This young man, I think this has been 2 weeks plus, or if not more than 2 weeks, that he has been in a detention of the DSS. I think I heard the last I remember they said he was released and then got rearrested again. They said for illegal possession of firearm. That is after he was attacked, or much more later. Now, you can see clearly from the whole of the event that, there is more to this than these people are claiming. There is more to it. This young man in question, they came out to say that he wrote a letter, he apologized and said he was trying to blackmail Seyi Tinubu. Blackmail Seyi Tinubu, say what thing happened. I do not believe in that story. Isaac Fayose might believe in it and then say, okay, because he called Seyi Tinubu and he said he did not do it, then he did not do it. I do not believe that story. This young man did not wake up out of the blues with the whole injuries inflicted on him and just said, oh, I'm trying to blackmail Seyi Tinubu. No. He did not. I believe him 100% when he said what he said. I do believe him. Out of duress, out of fear, out of tension and all that, he was being forced, and then he tendered letter of apology. Now we have the DSS keeping him again and saying illegal possession of arms. Somebody will not get arms since now all of a sudden he won't get arms. Something where at the here with the here allegedly that it was planted. So just so they could pick him up. So if someone is being intimidated, if someone is being pushed, or someone is being bribed to do something and the person doesn't want to do so, does it mean the person doesn't have any right to speak up anymore? Does it mean so? They claim this young man was not tortured. Where was the video where everything? The young man came out in question and said this thing himself. Now today, different faction of the arms have been announced, have been they recorded. Don't they complain about Seyi Tinubu interference? Is it today? Is it today? This is not the first time. He's not the first person from the NANS that has complained about the interference of Seyi Tinubu. I have seen another person, even the former president of the NANS, complain about Seyi Tinubu's interference. All because of waiting. You need to keep people in check to help your father come 2027. Are you the only person whose father has been a president? Now question why they ask. Because this is humiliating. This is disappointing. There are certain character traits you expect from someone whose father is a #1 person. Look, nothing where anybody won't convince me otherwise. There's nothing anybody wants to say that will convince me that what this young man said, there's no iota of truth to it. There's nothing where anybody won't tell me. Not be here but with the way Idris Abdulkarim come and say they even call him for phone. They allegedly, they even offer him bribe. You can imagine that kind of nonsense. So they will now wake up and tell me, if Idris Abdulkarim, God forbid that they adopt him tomorrow, they will now, if he now come out and say, I lied, they now expect me to believe it. When it's clear that he has been tortured and all that. You see the different security agencies we have displaying madness on a daily basis. They have turned themselves into APC wing. When I say person do something, when I keep and there, they torture him. So he doesn't know what he said when he mentioned the NTA director, when he mentioned Seyi Tinubu, he don't know what they talk about. Kai, it's the security agencies for me. In fact, there's no end to what they do. There's no end. Since this young man reported this matter, he said he first reported to the police when there was threat to disrupt the inauguration. What did police do? Nothing. Nothing. Until he was attacked, beaten to a pulp, picked up. Till date, nothing. And you tell me, say, these people know they wreak havoc. I read the person before quarter. I have seen different group calling for the release of this young man. The DSS, don't they rave mad like the police? The DSS, don't they rave mad? You can imagine the DSS. They don't turn to one political party. Imagine the DSS suing, what's his name? Patu Tommy. You can imagine the DSS doing that. Is this not madness of the highest order? Very Dark Man did a video on it calling Seyi Tinubu out as well. He also believed that in all these things this young man is saying, the possible say the young man they lie. Look, if you look at the matter, you will know that, monkey hand there inside soup. Nothing. Okay, they didn't do anything to him. He just come out and just start naming Seyi Tinubu just like that. Kai. The country is so messed up. It's so messed up. You see the person they project for 2027 election for Lagos State. You see the person. I feel like this person will even be worse than the father. I'm sorry, this is my opinion. I just believe that this young man did not come out to lie against him. He didn't just wake up from nowhere and start painting all these allegations. Mind you, he is not the first person. Different faction of the NANS don't come out to complain about Seyi Tinubu. My question is, why he they interfere for waiting concern NANS? Why is he interfering? Let them do their election and pick anybody they want to pick. They don't end up creating different factions. Let them do what they want to do. If at the end of the day you can go and see how the ones you can sway so that you can use them as thug, or they will employ thugs for the 2027 election, fine. Since now what you don't decide to do to turn our democracy into a democracy of thugs, they don't decide to make a mockery of the democracy, then wait. I never see this kind of thing, no. It's not as if you are the first, or your father is going to be the last president of Nigeria. The country will still move and will still have more presidents. The ones who were there before you will never even hear this kind of character. At least I've not read anywhere. So feel free to enlighten me. But even if we've had, why should you, with your innocent looking face, display this kind of attitude? It's disgusting. Very, very disgusting. Now, let me read out part of what Sahara reported. Now, the body says here, the Obedient movement, which is largely the supporters of Labour Party's former presidential candidate Peter Obi, has called for the immediate resignation of the registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Isaac Oloyede. The movement cited Oloyede's gross incompetence and mishandling of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination results. In a strongly worded statement issued on Wednesday, the movement expressed outrage over what it described as a systemic failure that affected at least 379,997 candidates, predominantly from the Southeast region and Lagos State. It is disheartening that Professor Isaac Oloyede has once again found himself at the center of a controversy marked by glaring incompetence and poorly managed examination logistics, the statement read. While acknowledging that technical challenge can occasionally occur in large-scale national assessments, the group claimed the current situation was indicative of institutional ineptitude compounded by a sluggish and unimpressive response from JAMB. The Obedient movement also criticized Oloyede's emotional response during a recent press briefing, describing his public shedding of tears as performative and a distraction rather than a solution. Further criticism was directed at JAMB's decision to mandate a retake for the affected candidates. According to the group, the registrar had publicly admitted the issues were due to human error, not a technical failure, raising questions about the necessity and fairness of requiring another exam. Additionally, concerns were raised about JAMB's plan to notify candidates via bulk SMS, a method the group noted has a delivery success rate of only 50 to 60%. What then becomes the fate of candidates who, through no fault of theirs, never received such notifications, the movement asked. The statement, signed by Nana Kazure, Director of Strategic Communications and Media for the Obedient movement, concluded with a firm demand the immediate resignation of the JAMB registrar, Professor Isaac Oloyede, for gross incompetence and a demonstrable lack of capacity to continue managing the affairs of JAMB. Now, Obedience movement, while many Nigerians decided to tear SOWORE and his media outlet apart, let me take some social media reactions. Akin saying the trauma, the delays, and the fact that they knew there were errors and couldn't speak up until suicide took place are all enough to ask for the resignation of Oloyede. It is not a tribal issue, but a national call. Oloyede should resign, period. And then we have Tuka Mike let the truth, saying obedience movement are people from all the different geopolitical zones who want a better Nigeria. If anybody thinks obedience are just for Obi, then you better get your head examined. Dr. Tai was saying it's obvious at Sahara Reporters he's a media wing of APC because I don't understand the meaning of this headline. Nigerians call for his sack, not obedience. Nigerians from every regions, zones, religion, and ethnicities call for his sack. I am Yoruba Muslim and I call for his sack too. Then we have Joe saying, so it's only the obedient parents that came out to protest. Even the girl that killed herself because of this gross incompetence is a product of obedience. You people aren't serious yet. You all have now shifted the blame on obedience movement. Mass set of people. Bemisola says, since Sowore, his Mumu supporters and APC don't have sense now, should that man still be in the office by now? So only obedient people are calling for the right thing to be done. And then we have Prince saying, so all the people who have called for the resignation of the JAMB registrar are all obedient. The little respect I had for Sowore diminishes by the day. He is no better than Igboho. Ronu Bigo 3 Terminator saying Sowore said obedience movement. Laugh emoji. Sowore that always want to show himself as someone who care about Nigerians. What now happened? Laugh emoji. We told you guys, dude is APC undercover agent. And then we'll have Orlando saying LOL, not Nigerians, so but obedient. Laugh emoji. Till we start treating Sowore, Tinubu and their gang of Western cancer worm just like we view them on the issue of Burkina Faso, we will keep seeing this kind of madness. These are enemies within. Ijoma saying people asking for accountability are obedient. Even if they are, there was an injustice that must be addressed. What is wrong with all of you? This power will still pass and you will know how stupid you have been. You guys need to do better. And they will have Big Dave Ababuja saying, can y'all all see the palpable hate for Igbos we are talking about? From Lagos to obedience, Sowore a traitor and more. History will judge you for the role you played in devolving Nigeria to this level. Then I have Dr. Mary saying, why obedience movement? Why not Nigerians? Is it obedience movement that was affected? Must you rob obedience into this? And then we have K saying, you are a proper dunce. Obedience movement kill you there. Nigerians with a working brain want him sacked for gross incompetence and tribal hate. You are here peddling dog shit with your useless brown envelope media. I spit on you to fiakwa. Tonic saying, do they need to call for his resignation? Every responsible person would have voluntarily resigned. His insistence of maintaining the status quo portrays his complicity in the JAMB horrors and shenanigans. Urobowata saying, you don't need to be told that Sowore is not an opposition. Sowore is an APC appendage. And I have Jennifer saying, be careful. Nigerians not obedient movement. I will have ordinary guys saying obedience movement trauma and pains will finally lay Sowore to rest because he can't seem to get over his defeat. Now, before I say a little about this, let me first of all show you this video as well, where media personality, Emir Saddam has come out to blast Sowore.
Why do you as an opposition spend so much time talking about your fellow opposition and spare less time talking about the man that is currently destroying Nigeria today? What role are you playing? What do you tend to achieve? What is the benefit of you spending all your time? Any platform you give Sowore a mic and a camera today, the first thing that comes in his mouth is Peter Obi.
With the way Sowore is attacking Peter Obi, an opposition like him, you'll get to know that, this person must clearly be working for some, government, the APC, who knows? With the way he's always attacking Peter Obi, and it's always the Peter Obi, not even Atiku Abubakar or any other person. Now, you will get to understand that you know, this is coming from a place of hatred, from a place of bitterness, from a place of jealousy, envy. You just name it. Because I don't even see the reason why they attack Peter Obi. It's not as if he has said anything that is out of, you know, what we are passing through. It's not as if he's lying against the sitting government. So I do not understand the so much, you know, bitterness. You know, I just feel like SOWORE is just one person that acts like I know it's all, you know. I know it's all. I just feel like I stumbled on a video where he was, you know, criticizing or talking down on what Professor Pat Utomi suggested. And then you get to wonder, it's not as if you have even proffered any tangible solution. I don't know. Because even the so-called revolution you are talking about, you just come and you just make announcements. Revolution, I never see where they make the announcements. This whole talk, look, even if the obedient movement said, oh, the JAMB registrar should step down, they're supposed to even tell the JAMB registrar, yes, you take responsibility for it, fix it, and then if possible, resign. Tender your letter of resignation, because this kind of error should not even be made. To the error, which kind of nonsense error be that one? Where we say, because of the error, we've lost a young child with a very bright future. How do you explain that? If they had said from the onset that people started complaining, okay, we made a mistake, we'll go back to our drawing board and find out where this error was coming from, maybe this whole nonsense wouldn't have happened. But they never gave Nigerians, they never gave the students any assurance, leading to the death of someone. Parents protesting. For the very first time in Nigeria, they hear the parents, they protest because of JAMB result. And then at the end of the day, you come out in front of the camera and start crying and apologizing. Medicine after death. Something we suppose don't handle first before you dismiss any people where they talk, to the point that they even had to attack Peter Obi. So whether obedience movement call for it or not, that man deserves to leave that place. Yes, he deserves to leave the place. Not be only obedient, they call for his sack. Why many Nigerians are also doing the same? So I don't know what narrative SOWORE is trying to push with this statement. I don't understand, because he's making it look as if the obedient movement comprises of Igbos or what, you know, and then is the Igbos calling for his removal. No! The obedience movement comprises of well-meaning Nigerians. So this thing, whether they even try push, it don't make any sense. And truth be told, whether it is only the obedient that call for his removal or not, I don't care, because that is the right thing to do. Someone needs to be held accountable. Do you think if Nigeria were to be a sane nation, say they will listen to this cry where they cry in front of the media? No, 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 no. There will be severe consequences. So the insult where SOWORE they receive, now because he drum to himself, and people can see clearly that his bitterness towards Peter Obi is on another level. So the earlier he comes out to say the problem he has with Peter Obi, the better for him. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon the moment you subscribe. That way you get notified as soon as I upload video. Thank you guys for all the love and all the support. God bless you immensely. I'm super grateful. Please keep watching, keep subscribing, keep commenting. See you guys in my other video. Enjoy the rest of your evening.